So, spooky season is here, and today I want to talk to you about you guys why I really love Halloween. As a kid, Halloween was a holiday where everyone could dress up, have fun, get some candy, go trick or treating and whatnot, and just have a great time. It was definitely one of those really fun times of the year because it's really rare to have a holiday where you could just dress up as whatever you want, enjoy yourself, and have a lot of fun while you're doing it too. Also, the whole vibes in general is just very good. Like the fall season, autumn, pumpkin spice stuff. Pumpkin pie. Man, there's a lot of cool things too. Like carving pumpkins as well. Like Bran, I remember carving a lot of pumpkins. I will say I was not very good at it, but man, Halloween was something very special as a kid, and I kind of found a way now to make it very special as an adult. Now, for holiday seasons and whatnot, some holidays do not feel the same. But what kind of keeps me going for Halloween is I really love the decorations, right? Man, I don't know why, but the decorations are really cool to look at. Even though I was a kid when I enjoyed them, I still enjoy them now, and I do try my best to get some decorations because it kind of gives that cool ass vibe. And it's really rare because other holidays, they're not bad with decorations, but the Halloween ones, in my honest opinion, are the coolest ones. Also, the very nice, cool vibes outside when it comes to fall season, in my honest opinion, is underappreciated. Like as a kid, we all love summer vacation. We all looked forward to going swimming, lighting fireworks, eating bars, grills, burgers, and everything, and just have a good time. But like I said, as I got older, it's just like I prefer colder weather, and it would be kind of nice as an adult if we could have 2 months off the year from September to October because I feel like those are the best times of the year to have those months off. And there's a lot of cool things too as an adult as well, like Halloween parties, still being able to dress up, and there's a lot of cool events that go on around this time of the year too. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are a big fan of football. Some people like sports and football, so this kind of matches with the vibes as well. And I don't know, man, just the aesthetic vibes of Halloween is just very special to me. Also, as I got older as well, when it comes to horror movies, like as a kid, I was extremely terrified, right? I couldn't watch any horror movie of any kind because it just scared me too much. But now I can handle them for the most part. But there's just something unique about horror stuff and horror games that gives me that really unique thrill. Like horror stuff is very scary to me at times when it comes to like jump scares games. It just really depends what you're doing. But man, those horror games, bro, those hit very different. I'm not sure what it is, but the vibe of getting scared by horror games, like it's kind of new and refreshing to me when it comes to the gaming scene. I will admit I don't play a lot of horror games, but certain games like Phasmophobia when you're hunting ghosts the whole time, or make a horror theme mod with like Left 4 Dead 2 called the Nightmare mod. For some odd reason, I don't know what it is exactly, but it is a big blast, man. And that's what kind of makes games fun, like how I remembered it. And I do remember playing this game called Slender, the 8 pages. Now, I'm not sure if you guys remember that shit, but man, that was like a big thing in 2012. I'll never forget about learning about Slender and like hearing about the trend of it because I remember the memes behind it too, like give me $20, Slender Gangnam Style, and all this other crazy shit with it. It's pretty goddamn hilarious, I'm not gonna lie too. And I remember about Slender that people were like convinced that Slender was real, and I remember thinking that Slender was gonna come after me in my sleep when I was younger too. I don't know, man. There's just something about a tall, faceless man to me that just kind of creeped me out. Now, obviously, the game itself didn't look that scary watching it on YouTube, but I was like, oh, this ain't scary, so I decided to go ahead and try and play it. Man, it's not really like scary, like jump scare wise. It's more like psychological horror being chased by a creepy, faceless dude. Whoever made that game, bro, did a good job of simplicity. And that's what's kind of cool about some of these indie games is the creativity behind limited hardware was amazing. Now, one thing that also kind of helps me keep that Halloween vibe as an adult too is I will say I still like to dress up because it's a lot of fun, Dressing up is really cool because it kind of gives you a good excuse to do something fun and be unique. And I remember one year I had a really nice Halloween costume. I was dressing up as like Jeffrey Dahmer. But the crazy thing is, I didn't have to try too hard to dress up as him. All I got was like a prison suit and some glasses, and that's it. And then kind of did the rest on its own. Here's a couple pictures of the costume that year. I don't know why, but a lot of people were staring at me, and it was kind of funny because I would go to the gas station to go get a drink or something, and like people would just look at me all creepy because they were like, "Damn," it felt really real to them, right? And of course, I got a drink, and people gave me nice compliments about the costume and some whatnot. But obviously, I did get some people make some nasty comments about it. But most of the time, they were very positive because fuck, dude, it's Halloween. Who cares, right? I get it. He was a real dude and whatnot. But you know, there's other killers too that are based off real historical things that people dressed up as, like fucking Leatherface. It was very loosely based, but people still dress up as him. I know my fucking uncle at the time did dress up as Leatherface, and it was pretty fucking creepy. And I do remember the times where he was chasing me around with a fucking fake chainsaw or leaf blower just to scare the fuck out of me. Another vivid memory I do remember about Halloween too that makes it very memorable was when I was like 5 years old. I was going trick or treating, right? And then some dude comes out of the fucking bushes with a leaf blower and a fake chainsaw with a blade on it, just chasing after me because there was one guy with a leaf blower and the other guy with a real chainsaw with a rubber blade on it. Not gonna lie, at 5 years old, that scared the fuck out of me. That was probably one of the scariest things I've encountered during trick or treating. But like, I was so scared that year that I just went home and ate my candy. That trick or treating lasted like maybe 5 to 10 minutes, which is wild. But I do remember free candy was also good too. I remember getting a lot of fucking like Starburst, Milky Way, Snickers, Reese's. I love Reese's a lot, but I will say those fucking popcorn balls. I'm not sure if you guys tried them, but I always thought those were disgusting. Those things like are the candies or sweets that no one really ate too much. And the best gift too I would get while trick or treating was if you go to like a rich neighborhood. I'll remember the amazing feeling of trying to get like a giant king size candy bar while you're trick or treating because as a kid you really cannot afford candy. So that was like the best, right? And I will say too is that like trick or treating is actually a really underrated thrill as an adult. Like you don't have to necessarily do it to get candy, but you could just do it with like your nieces or nephews or your kids and have that nice nostalgic feeling. It's kind of fun. I hear some people also enjoy doing this while handing out the candy to others. I find that very interesting. Now, obviously, for me, I don't really like going out to Halloween parties too much. Like, I've been to them before, but once you kind of been to one party, you kind of been to all of them, just with different themes and other things, whatnot, too. But I will say is, I actually do enjoy going trick-or-treating as an adult. And what I do is that I let all the kids go first. And then, and most of the people are actually surprisingly supportive about it as long as you have a costume and, they'll give you like a small piece of candy. Now, necessarily, I don't do it just to get a lot of free candy, but I just do it just because they keep the Halloween spirit alive because Halloween is a holiday, in my opinion, that should be celebrated for everybody if they want, because it's a good time just to enjoy yourself. It's not very often that people get to dress up as whatever they want just to get free shit. And the coolest thing is, too, that I am not really alone on this. Like, I'll have friends that will go with me to go trick-or-treating still as a young adult and whatnot. And we don't really expect to get a lot of free shit, like we said. It's just more of the thrill and just the nice feeling of Halloween because you don't really get those vibes back when you get older. And I also did enjoy, like, walking around town when I was a teenager as well, going trick-or-treating at crazy events like like the high school gym that they had for trunk or treats and whatnot. And I don't remember doing a lot of trunk or treats because the houses were really crazy, but it's really hard to find those neighborhoods nowadays to kind of get some free candy and whatnot for trick or treat because a lot of trunk or treats did take over for safety reasons, and I do find that a little sad. Another small thing that made Halloween very fun when I was a kid, and it does now, is that I'll try to play Halloween themed games related to kind of keep those vibes good. Like as a young adult, I'd like to put mods in my video games to put Halloween decorations on them, like Left 4 Dead 2. That game is the best when it comes to Halloween mods in general. It gives that nice horror feeling, and it's very traditional because every year they seem to be new seasonal Halloween decoration mods and other things too for Christmas, Easter. It just depends what you find. Another thing I do like to watch as an adult too is that I like to watch some of Goosebumps because I never get to see the whole episode when I was a kid of everything because it's kind of hard to come across reruns. But bro, Goosebumps to this day still slaps. The 90s TV show is amazing still. It's not like the scariest feeling, obviously. It's not scary, but it is really fun and it keeps that Halloween charm alive. And it's fun for all ages. I also did really grow up on the books as well, on the Goosebumps books, and they were fun, man. I do think the stories are very interesting, and R.L. Stine really did impact a lot of people with his books. I hope everyone can keep the holiday and tradition alive as much as possible because no one wants to be a fucking lame adult when they get older, you know? It's always good to be a kid at heart at times when you can and find good ways or unique ways to celebrate your favorite holidays. Anyways, everybody, that's all I want to say about Halloween. I'm obviously very passionate about this subject because I know it's one of the fun times of the year. I know Halloween is like a dead holiday for a lot of people because some people believe that it's really not the same anymore, and to an extent that is true. It's definitely not as a big thing as it used to be, especially in the 90s apparently, and you know the 2000s was big too with it. Like I will say this too is that even though it's hard to find some neighborhoods while trick-or-treating, don't give up on it because there's some actual neighborhoods that do have some good trick-or-treaters still, and they hand out really good candy to give you guys a nice nostalgic experience. It's not always common, but it is there, and it is fucking awesome once you find it. Thankfully for me, I found a neighborhood in my area that constantly gives out candy while trick-or-treating, bro, and my nieces and nephews can enjoy it, and I can enjoy some of it as well. And I'm not gonna lie too, there's one year I did fill my fucking bag up with a lot of candy because I had a popular costume in a bag. Alrighty everybody, y'all keep your Halloween spirits alive, and I'll see y'all in the next video. You take care.